Feel sorry for Jim Fussell. He's hired on Friday. Utah has fired a football coach, hired a football coach, and now the U has lost its athletic director. We thought something might be up last Friday when Arnie Farron introduced Jim Fussell as the new football coach and then disappeared. He was nowhere to be found once the news conference had ended, which struck us as rather strange. And then this open letter to Chase Peterson in yesterday's sports pages, a letter that did not mention Farron by name, but the implication was quite clear, even though the author's identity was not. According to university officials, Don Henson is a fictitious name. No matter, the wolves who were after Farron's head got what they wanted today when Farron wrote a letter of his own, a letter of resignation. Bill Moorcraft has some comments on today's development. Bill?
Well, you know that resignations in athletics are usually covered-up firings. But Arnie Farron was not your usual athletic director. He was the most intelligent athletic administrator I've ever met. He decided it would be better for the university if he stepped out at this time. He generated a lot of heat with that recent football coaching situation, not from the university administration. They tried to talk him out of today's decision, but from fans and erstwhile fans, most of whom haven't given the university more than the price of a ticket, who won't sign their real name or names to a cowardly attack in Sunday's newspaper, who don't know what goes on behind the scene that produces 27 conference championships under his direction and 9 national titles, the biggest radio package ever in the state of Utah, and the respect of everyone in the athletic department and the NCAA. It was his decision, and he made it because he thought it was best for the U. I only hope they get somebody half as good to replace him. Bill Moorcraft, KUTV Sports.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. You know, while I disagreed with the handling of Chuck Stobart, I've got to agree with Bill. From what I've seen in the short time I've been here, Arnie Farron served Utah quite well. He'll be a tough act to follow. Speaking of tough acts, the BYU Cougars are still on top of the UPI.
It's been a week now.
Firing of a coach, the hiring of a coach, and today University of Utah Athletic Director Arnie Farron resigned, saying that the job has ceased to be rewarding to him. Farron did come in for some criticism for his handling of the firing of Coach Chuck Stobart, but University of Utah Vice President R.J. Snow says that Utah did not want Farron to resign.
Definitely not. I spent most of Friday trying to ask him to reconsider and to think through the possibility of waiting for a while. His feeling is that 9 years is a long tenure for an athletic director, and it really is. I've just been astounded by the kinds of demands and the sorts of pressures that have resulted from the recent coaching change. I think that pressure in and of itself was not sufficient to convince Arnie that he thought a change would be in order, but that added to everything else really was a bit more than he wanted to continue to endure.
Well, despite all of the hullabaloo and the
decision, but I think the university president, Chase Peterson, and the vice president, R.J. Snow, both felt they could talk him out of it.
Arnie's decision was made, I think, probably early to mid last week. As soon as the announcement on Jim was made, Arnie's feeling was that the air needed to be cleared, that he needed to be relieved of the pressure, but so did the department and the president and so on. I just feel that Arnie's contributed so much that I did all I could to talk him out of it.
And I hope the guy they hire is half as good, because that'll be worthy of the university, because Arnie was absolutely outstanding in his tenure as athletic director. BYU #1 in the final UPI poll.
Sometime later might be best. His feeling is if we can relieve some pressure on the department, on the president, on the university, and go ahead and do our thing, let's do it.
Well, despite all of the hullabaloo in the
Southern California, got a new football coach a lot faster than they will get a new athletic director. University of Utah athletic director Arnie Farron will leave his position, but it won't occur until July 1st of next year. Farron, who just 2 weeks ago announced that Chuck Stobart would not return as the football coach, today announced that he would not be coming back next year. The heat over the way in which Stobart was let go was a contributing factor to today's announcement. Farron came under fire in a half-page newspaper ad this Sunday. The letter to University President Chase Peterson called for a change of athletic director, not a change of coach. Vice President for University Relations, Dr. R.J. Snow, says Farron basically made his decision last Friday. He said the newspaper letter solidified the decision and convinced him to go ahead and make it official today.
Yeah, well, all these non-persons keep showing up with complaints. people whose names we can't find on our alumni records. We can't find them in our development fundraising records. We don't know them at the ticket office. And they give post office boxes. They purport to represent people. We don't know who these people are. They spend money for newspaper ads. It's a little ridiculous. We'd love to have people like that come up and talk to us and contribute those funds for somebody's scholarship. People like that are, I think, hateful, really. My door has been open. Arnie's door has been open. The president, as if they have to address the president of the university through a newspaper ad. It's ridiculous.
The university will start looking for a replacement right away. Chase Peterson says he hopes that Arnie would stay with the university. Incidentally, R.J. Snow's position may be a possibility. It will be coming available because R.J. is leaving, and Arnie would seem to fit right in there. UPI Top 10 Coaches Poll. Final one of the regular season came out.
Appreciate